first place we visited was the Mosque of Al-Hakim. It is a major Islamic religious site in Al-Gamaliya section of Cairo, and it is named after Al-Hakim bin Amr Allah, the 6th Fatimid Caliph and the 16th Ismaili Imam. It has 2 minarets and 1 dome and was completed in the year 992. The mosque was originally built so all the males in the area could pray in one place. As the area got bigger, they needed more mosque, so this mosque has lost some of its importance. It has a fountain on the left side of the courtyard that is used for wudu and multiple chandeliers inside that point towards the Qibla. The mosque was built into the northern wall of Al-Qahira, but the real masterpieces in the mosque are the 2 minarets, the earliest surviving minarets in the city, thanks to a post-earthquake restoration in 1304 by Baybars II.
Not only was Bab Zuela used for scouting during the Fatimid era, but it played a pivotal role in the success of the Mamluks. There was an attempt to conquer Egypt in 1269, and the messengers who were sent to Cairo were killed, with their heads presented on Bab Zuela. This led to a tremendous victory for the Mamluks. Bab Zuela is also now one of the best spots to see all of Old Cairo.
Madrasa of Al-Nasir Muhammad started getting built on 1296 and was completed at 1303. It was built by Mamluk Sultan Al-Nasir Muhammad and also Sultan Al-Adil Kedbuga. The architecture style is the Mamluk Arabic style, and the school itself is a Sunni school. And what I found very fascinating about this madrasa is that the door is taken from a Christian church from a city called Acre.
The Qalaoun complex is a massive complex in Cairo, Egypt, that includes a madrasa, a hospital, and a mausoleum. It was built by Sultan al-Nasir Muhammad ibn Qalaoun in the 1280s. We got to visit the insides when we were visiting the area, and it had quite the unique architecture and design styles.
More than the beautiful mosques or historic artifacts that we saw on this trip, what appealed to me most was the architecture. During the period that this street was built, architecture was most largely influenced by Fatimid and Ottoman culture. Their influences are most notable in the stonework, woodwork, and general attention to detail. I also found it very interesting to see the use of Kofi Arabic on the walls of mosques. What I found most interesting was the symbolism used in their architecture. One important example of this would be how the minarets were shaped as pencils to symbolize not the importance, but the impact of education on Muslim culture back then.
Maya Street is one of the oldest streets in Cairo. It's about 1 kilometer long. It starts from Bab al-Futuh to Bab Zuela. It's named for Mu'izz ad-Din Allah, the 4th Caliph of the Fatimid dynasty. It has the greatest combination of old architectural treasures in the Islamic world. It contains many historical buildings from the era of Amr ibn al-As, the Fatimid, Ayyubid, Mamluk, Ottoman, and Muhammad Ali era.
Al-Hussein Mosque was built in 1154. The mosque was built on the cemetery of the Fatimid caliphs, though this was not known until the site's archaeological excavation. It is named after Prophet Muhammad's grandson, Hussein ibn Ali. Shia Muslims believe that Hussein's head is buried on the grounds of the mosque. The currently standing building was constructed in the 19th century and was influenced by the Gothic Revival architecture. Today, the mosque houses some items considered sacred by Muslims, such as the oldest complete manuscript of the Quran.
Beit al-Suhaimi is an Ottoman-era house which is currently a museum in the Gamaliya area of Cairo. It was originally built in 1648 by Abdul Wahhab al-Tablawi along Harat Darb al-Asfar, which is a very prestigious area of Islamic Cairo. In 1796, it was purchased by by Sheikh Ahmed al-Suhaimi, whose family held the house for many generations. The mashrabiyya windows are very common among the architecture at the time. It allowed the homeowners to see the guests from inside their house without the guests seeing them from outside. It was also very common for women to eavesdrop on conversations they weren't really supposed to hear.
Khan al-Khalili Bazaar is located in the Islamic district of Cairo. It is said to be the oldest open-air market in the Middle East. Khan al-Khalili Bazaar was originally built to serve as a cemetery for the Fatimid royal family, and was at the time a part of the Great Eastern Fatimid Palace. By 1389, the original Fatimid cemetery had been destroyed in order to make way for a large caravanserai, which is a place for travelers to stay in during their journey. The original bazaar was built by Al-Khalili, was demolished and then rebuilt in 1511. Now, the market is famous for clothing, spices, traditional jewelry, and perfumes. The items are of high quality, which is part of the reason that this market has survived for so long.